First of all, before we begin with this video, my neighbors decided to start an immensely loud construction project for some reason, which is fantastic because I couldn't record. So I tried getting up at 7:30 AM and these fuckers already arrived at like 7 and started drilling some more shit. So I now have to record this in the middle of the night without waking anyone up. So I'm really sorry if this video is slightly quieter audio wise. It should be back to normal in a couple of days. And I'm especially sorry to my European viewers because this is going to release at like 4 AM in your time zone. Alright, welcome back reptiles and non-binary people. I hope you're doing alright. If not, hang in there because I'm here to help by actually making a video that has a somewhat positive message this time, where I don't have to criticize someone for committing awful actions for once. Because today I want to take the time to talk about one of the most infamous content creators of all time, Morgz, and how he actually decided to leave YouTube. But before we get into all that, if you're new to this channel and you like what you're seeing, consider leaving a sub. I greatly appreciate it. We're currently at 0 subs and I want to reach 1 sub by the end of the year. That's my ultimate goal. So hey, who knows, maybe you could help me reach my goal. Also drop a like on this video, it's just 1 click and it helps out a lot. Alright, let's get into this. So the YouTuber Morgz is someone who doesn't need too much of an introduction, especially not in the commentary community, where he had been subject of ridicule for quite some time. Still, in case you're not aware, Morgz is essentially a British challenge YouTuber who very clearly targets his channel at little children. It's really the only audience his content is unironically appealing to. He films most of his videos with his family and some of them even got their own YouTube channels. Jesus Christ, and he obviously over exaggerates his reactions in his videos to a ridiculous extent, which is why he had been called out a couple of times before by a lot of commentary channels who were basically just making fun of his cringy content. And for most people, the first time they heard of Morgz was in 2017 when he decided to drop out of high school at age 15 to pursue YouTube full time, and for the better part of the past 4 years Morgz has continuously been grinding and releasing these cringy challenge videos with his family. But actually just a few days ago, Morgz dropped a new video that's unlike anything he ever released really. He titled this I'm Leaving YouTube, and in this video he's actually somewhat himself. I mean, if you watch his content it becomes extremely apparent right off the bat that he was obviously always playing a character, or at least a huge over exaggeration of his 15-year-old self, and a 19-year-old guy constantly acting like his 15-year-old self on his own YouTube channel will certainly have a long-lasting negative effect on him. And it seems like he actually wants to step down from the YouTube game, so let's hear what he has to say.
Now, I've been doing YouTube for 5 years now. I just literally had to check because it does not feel like 5 years, but as I'm sure you guys know, it started out just me in my bedroom, just a kid with a camera.
Okay, well, I legit didn't know that. This came so unexpected. I can barely believe Morgz used to look like this when he started out his channel. God damn, what can I say? He used to be kind of dummy thick, if you know what. Nah, but on a serious note, I know this is kinda off topic, but I feel like Morgz really had this genuine inspiration of I wanna become a YouTuber and broadcast myself when he first started out as a kid, but over time he most likely got hooked on their precious clout, and these heavily over-exaggerated videos are probably what work best in the algorithm for him. I mean, they got him 10 million subs to be fair, but he was obviously sacrificing his own integrity and really just himself as a person, if we're being real, only for views.
The real me has just been sat here this whole time scared to really show myself, and it sounds strange for me to say that I've been scared to show the real me on my own YouTube channel where no one else is telling me what to do or anything, but that has really been the case.
I'm not gonna lie, I used to really enjoy videos clowning on this kid, but on the other hand, I do feel kinda bad for the guy. He basically trapped himself into this character through a decision he made when he was 15, but he's clearly not who he was 4 years ago. It's kinda like when in some countries you have to pick at 14 which tertiary school you wanna attend, and then 4 years later you realize you chose a completely wrong path. That's why I do actually feel kinda bad for the guy, even though he has really been posting objectively awful content for the past 4 years or so. I remember like a few months ago I listened to this one podcast, I think Jackmate's Happy Hour podcast or whatever it was called, and they did like an interview with Morgz, and it was some of the most surprising shit I've ever witnessed on YouTube, because Morgz actually seemed like a semi-decent person behind the scenes who apparently bought his parents a new house at 16. Like, his content may have been absolute pure garbage, but him doing that for his parents at 16, that's respectable in my eyes.
Pretty much the best way for me to explain it was I started making these challenge videos and started acting more crazy on camera, more hyper, more energetic, and my views and you know, interest in the channel, subscribers started to go up.
Damn, I called it. This is how most of the biggest trash fake challenge channels nowadays rise to the top, because the YouTube algorithm will promote the absolute shit out of that style of content. Plus it's marketable, rather low effort, and your like money earning rate on YouTube, I forgot what it's called, that shit is extremely high up as well. So there's really a big incentive to start creating these kind of videos now, because they are what's popular on YouTube and with the kids especially. And with Morgz in particular, I remember him saying on this podcast that he has sort of like a double audience, with on one hand a huge portion of kids that enjoy his awful content unironically, which is really a horrible sign for humans in general, but on the other hand also a lot of more mature people that watch his content ironically, because if you're going into this expecting trash, it can be quite hilarious, I'm not gonna lie.
Strawberries, tomatoes, cherries, and raspberries.
Like, did he just call this radish cherries? I know he dropped out of school, but come on, still you gotta admit that this can be quite entertaining from a sarcastic standpoint, and that's why videos clowning on him always get a shit ton of clicks.
I went on a podcast recently and spoke like I am now. I spoke, and so many of you guys were like messaging on Instagram and stuff like, oh my god, like you're so much different, like you're so different off camera, like when you're not, you know, like playing up to the camera, like you're actually just like a really sound normal guy.
Okay, despite all that, we shouldn't be too kind to Morgz. Even though he now seems like a fairly normal guy behind the scenes, there's still all this weird girlfriend drama that Chaos brought to light, where Morgz apparently said some really questionable shit. I guess he could have somewhat changed since then, but I think it's a matter of how will Morgz move forward after this, when we can determine if this dude has actually changed for the better, or if he falls back into his own old ways. Although I gotta say, he comes across pretty likable in this video, at least from my personal perception.
I just kind of want to show, you know, the real me, and I'm confident you guys will like that. I mean, you all say you want to see the real me, and you know, I just want to make fun videos that I really enjoy making and I'm really proud of. I haven't felt like that in a long time.
That's actually like a pretty good message to all aspiring and already established content creators out there. Do what you want to do with your content and not what's expected of you. You shouldn't feel imprisoned on your own channel. Don't be afraid to show the real you. Even if a percentage of people will forget about you or stop watching you, they weren't real fans to begin with if they refused to support you as a person, but were only interested in like these cringy challenge videos. Like, I feel all of the dislikes on this video are just little kids that are screaming at their PC now that they can't watch Morgz and rest his goddamn TikTok girlfriend for views. I genuinely take away a good feeling from this video. By the way, he said he'll be taking a break and of course not leaving altogether, which was probably clear right off the start, but you know, you gotta make the title more appealing, I get that. But yeah, will I turn into a Morgz supporter now? No offense, probably not. That's really not my cup of tea, but I do actually hope that this guy finds himself, and hey, even though content wise it's one cringy channel less to make fun of, it will probably still be a good thing for Morgan Hudson, the guy behind Morgz, that he's finally able to step out of his Morgz character shell, and I do think there will be a lot of people supporting him with that decision. Still, what did you think of Morgz deciding to quit YouTube? Definitely let me know your opinion in the comments down below. Let's hold a discussion about this. Also drop a like if you enjoyed. 1 like equals 1 child saved from starvation in Africa. I will personally travel over there and feed them some breast milk. Subscribe to the channel if you want to become queer, and yeah, stay safe, goodbye.